I am a fish biologist at the Alaska Fisheries Science Center in Seattle, Washington. And my primary role is age reading of otoliths to determine how old fish are and how fast they grow. And we do that by looking at the otoliths, or the ear stones of fish. As the fish grows, the otoliths grow rings like the rings of a tree do. And so it's the same principle. We count rings. I work on a team of about 8 other fish biologists and age readers. And we aged over 34,000 otoliths this year. We look at about 19 different species that live in Alaskan waters. So that includes walleye pollock, Pacific cod, Acca mackerel, a bunch of different species of flatfish and rockfish. Being able to work with fish every day is like a joy for me. It's something I've always grown up wanting to do. I also really enjoy going in and working with the people in my research program. I work with folks who have been at NOAA for a decade, 12 years, up to 40 years. So it's really cool to be able to talk to them about their research experience, about the things that they've seen. I graduated from the University of Washington with a degree in marine biology and aquatic fishery sciences in 2020. And I sort of bounced around a little bit with a couple seasonal jobs. I think the most valuable part of my degree was the marine biology community. It is such a small field. You could chat up your potential supervisor at a seminar. My friends and I really leaned on each other while we were going through the program, reviewing each other's resumes and CVs and cover letters and stuff like that. And that's continued past graduation, which I think is really cool. I think that the lab research that I did at UW was pretty pertinent to what I ended up doing. But I looked at a species of char called Dolly Varden, which are related to trout and salmon. And I looked at actually the microchemistry of the otolith, so the chemical structure of the otolith, where the fish was at a particular point in its life. So I was able to, not only learn about otoliths, but also learn how the research process is really conducted, which I think is super valuable for what I do now, which is all research all the time, basically. I think it's really awesome about marine biology degree is that you keep learning through seminars, especially virtual seminars. I think are super valuable for me, continuing to learn and to grow past my degree. And actually landed my job because I attended a virtual seminar. I was listening in on a talk on otolith research that they were doing at NOAA, which I thought was super interesting. Asked a couple questions to the presenter. And a couple months down the road, I actually saw this job posting online at the Alaska Fisheries Science Center with NOAA working with otoliths. So I actually reached out to the presenter, who is from Alaska Fisheries, and was like, I was at this talk, I asked a couple questions. Are you the hiring manager for this position? And he emailed right back and said, yes, I am. I'll look for your application. I think that's part of a big reason why I got this job, is just being able to reach out to folks and hear about their research, ask questions. Scientists that are looking for folks to fill roles are looking for people who are really engaged. The UW fish collection is a huge part of the work that we do at NOAA. My group stores all of our otoliths at the fish collection. I think there's millions and millions of otoliths that are here that are from 50 years of surveys. Our observer program relies on the fish collection to give them specimens to be able to identify and to key out, to know what they're looking at when they're out in the field. So my work is very important for sustainable management of Alaskan fisheries. Alaska makes up about 60% by volume of commercial fish landings in the US. And so being able to get data and have a lot of information about this massive component of the fishery is super important, and it helps managers and stock assessment scientists make very good decisions about the fish that we're studying. So I'm pretty proud to be able to contribute good data to these efforts and being able to determine whether a fish population is in decline or is growing or is reacting to climate change, especially in Alaska, because Alaska and the Arctic are on the leading edge of climate change. being able to have more information to make better decisions, I think, is super